Okay, very warm good morning to one and all. I welcome you all to this lecture series on analog circuits, and today we are going to start with lecture number 45 of this entire syllabus, or lecture number 5 of this particular module. Okay, now in the last class, we try to sort of understand the concept of first order low pass Butterworth filter, and we did all sort of analysis in understanding the importance and relevance of that particular filter, and we obtained the cutoff frequency equation, that is FH equation for my low pass filter, and which was nothing but FH equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. So you try to remember that. So then we try to understand the concept of low pass filter through some of the numericals. Now, in today's class, we are going to discuss the plotting of the gain versus frequency curve. How do we plot that? And once we are done with that, we are going to continue with the second order low pass filter. And if time permits, we're going to look into one numerical with respect to second order low pass filter as well. Okay, now to begin with, I'm going to consider the same example that what I have taken in the last class, that is the filter what we are going to design for a cutoff frequency, that is FH equal to 1 kilohertz and passband gain was, that was AF equal to 2. So these two parameters I'm going to consider as it is. Now as we know that V naught upon V in magnitude is given by AF divided by 1 plus F by FH whole square, and this entire thing will be within the square root. So this is my gain equation, that magnitude equation that I have. Now using this equation, I'm going to plot the various parameters. See, let's say for example, I'm going to talk about input frequency, and then I'm going to consider gain magnitude, and I'm going to consider the gain in dB as well. So since I'm plotting the frequency versus the voltage gain in dB, so I require this as well. And how do I convert the gain magnitude into dB? The simple formula is what? 20 log of V naught by V in magnitude. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ V naught by V in ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ 20 log multiply ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ I'm going to get the gain value in dB. Fine. So let's try to take some example with respect to different frequencies. So I'm going to start with 10 hertz, 100 hertz, 200, some random value I'm going to take, 700 hertz, 1000 hertz, then 3000 hertz, and then 10,000 hertz. So for all these values, I'm going to get the gain magnitude, and then accordingly I'm going to convert that in terms of dB, and then I'm going to plot it. So if I do this V naught by V in magnitude by plotting or by substituting the equations over here, AF I have given as 2, input frequency F I have given as here 10, and FH is 1 kilohertz. So substitute as it is over here, and if you calculate it, now right now I have already calculated. So if I do that calculation, I'm going to get the first equation value as 2. So I'll just do it for 1. Let's say AF is equal to 2 divided by 1 plus F is 10 divided by FH is 1 kilohertz. If you do this, so since 1k is below 10 by 1k, so if I do that 10 by 1k, it will be 0.01. 0.01 square will be even less. It will be 0.0001. So 1 plus 0.0001 will be again equal to, almost equal to 1. So the entire denominator term will be almost equal to 1. So 2 by 1 will fetch me a value of 2. So this entire equation I'm going to get the value as 2. So that's how I obtained the equation, the gain magnitude as 2. Now this I'll convert into dB. So 20 log of this, if I do that immediately in the calculator, 20 log of 2. So if I do that, 20 log of 2. So as you can see, 6.02. So I'm going to mention over here 6.02 dB. So like that, I'm going to calculate for all the values, and I'm going to obtain different values for these particular frequencies, and accordingly I'm going to get these. So I'm going to just write the values as it is, 4.29, and this is what you can find in page number 257. And a problem has been mentioned over there, and is going to obtain the plot of this entire graph, and this is I'm showing you just for your understanding purpose. So like that, you're going to get the values, and after certain amount of time, I'm going to get some negative value. So that is the point which indicates there's a dip in the frequency or the dip in the gain. Fine. So once we are done with this, so let's try to plot this graph. So what I require here basically is this particular value and the input frequency. So I'm going to just remove this term. So this will be frequency in hertz. Usually I need to be plotting this graph in the log sheet, and it will be a graph in terms of 10 units. Like 0 start and the next will be 10. 10 start and the next will be 100. So in between there will be 10 points. So here it will be 10 fold of 100 is what? It is 1000. So that means it will be 1K. Try to understand the graph modalities, how the graphs will be mentioned over here. Even I will rub this because I anyone know it. So 1K, the 10 fold will be 10K. 10K, the 10 fold will be 100K. So like that the graph goes. And here you will be mentioning in terms of dBs. So my initial first value was for my 10 hertz. So for 10 hertz, what was my gain? For 10 hertz, it was 6 dB. So I'll start with 6, or maybe here let 6 dB will come. So this will be 10, and below that again 10 fold, 0, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. So this is gain in dB. And now you just plot the value. So you have the x-axis in terms of frequency, and you have y-axis in terms of gains, and we have already obtained the different equations, and just keep on plotting the value. So for 10, this was the gain equation. For 100, I will be getting somewhere over here, and for 1K, it will be somewhere over here, and like that, it keeps on falling. And if I just join these things, and the moment you see at exactly 1K, you will see there is a dip in the gain from its earlier value, and that dip is nothing but in terms of 3 dB. So there will be dip of 3 dB gain at exactly one particular value, and that one particular value is nothing but your cutoff frequency. So till cutoff frequency, you will have almost kind of a straight graph. I mean, in the sense the gain is constant. At cutoff frequency, or the frequency more than the cutoff frequency, the gain starts decreasing. So this is how one can plot the graphs using this simple equation. So you need to be remembering this equation. So E equation and known parameter and unknown parameter I should be knowing. So this is nothing but my passband gain. So this will be given. So FH will be given in most of the times. So FH kotarapa antandre nanaga F will be my input, user input. And one more equation, if I don't know FH, if they give R and C, how do I calculate FH? So FH is given by 1 by 2 pi RC. So RC ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ FH ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು, suppose R ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, C ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, what is the thing I have told? C, it should be less than 0.01 microfarad. You choose any value which is less than this particular value. ಅಥವಾ 0.01 microfarad ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. So ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೋರಿ, ಸಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಂತು, ಆರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಂತೂ ಎರಡು ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಂತೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. If at all they are giving an unknown value, you can assume even R also. So idrinda nange FH barutte. F value are your user inputs. You can give any inputs. AF value kottirtanava. AF value kottirilla andre sometimes 1 plus RF by RI kottirtana. So this is nothing but my AF. So I can even calculate AF like this. So lot of possibilities are being made over here in this particular problems. So you can expect any kind of twist and tail over here. Now coming to the most important aspect from your examination point of view. Now again, when I say from your examination point of view, it equally means internal assessment as well as external examination. Now you may expect a problem like this where you are going to plot the graph and something like this problem will be given and a lot of changes will be made in the problem. Now I am giving you just how the question could be asked. AF ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they will be given RF and RI. You can calculate AF from this. RC ಎರಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು FH ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿ. ಎರಡರ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಎರಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೇಸಸ್ ನಾಗ ಆರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಿ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ ಎರಡು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, FH ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆರಾಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. And then if you just keep on plotting and accordingly you get the gain magnitude. Gain magnitude in sigma you get in some number that you convert in terms of dB using 20 log V0 by V. Then calculate madadaga gain value in dB bartava, and then you get a nice tabular format, and then you plot the graph. And exactly at that cutoff frequency your graph has to dip. So this is how the plotting of low pass filter, first order low pass filter can be obtained. Now why I'm spending quite an ample amount of time over here is because from subsequent now onwards for subsequent concepts which are going to be again the filters, I'm not going to go in depth the way how I did for your low pass filter. It will be a superficial kind of thing because most of the concepts will be a replica of the concept what you have learned now. Fine. Okay. So with this we'll conclude low pass filter. Now we'll begin with the second order low pass filter. We have concluded first order low pass filter. Let's say second order low pass Butterworth filter. So the second order low pass Butterworth filter will have almost, in fact, the similar kind of graph, but the only difference you can see is here you will be having two R and C values which will identify the cutoff frequency for your this particular filter. Okay, let me draw up quickly the circuit of this second order filter. And with respect to the derivation of this particular concept, although in the textbook they haven't mentioned any particular derivation over here, but I'm going to give you an understanding of how do we solve for this derivation. Maybe I'll not be giving you the entire thing, I'll be just giving you a hint how do we solve. Rather I'll give you the steps to solve. So it has got, as you can see, two capacitors C2 and C3, two resistances R2 and R3. So this is how the circuit look for your second order low pass Butterworth filter, and the graph is also going to remain same. The graph will be definitely, it will be same thing what we have considered for our earlier first order filter, but the difference is that now what was the thing that I discussed in terms of your first order low pass filter was for every tenfold increase in the frequency, like here, Here when I increase the frequency by 10-fold, the drop in the gain was 20 dB per decade. Decade andrenu, for every 10-fold increase in the frequency, the gain rolls off by 20 dB. This was my concept in the first order filter. In second order filter, it is instead of 20 dB, it will be rolling off by 40 dB per decade. Gain will be dipping by 40 dB for every 10-fold increase in the frequency. So that's the major difference along with the circuit difference. So this is one thing you can just have understanding with respect to this filter. Fine. So let's try to understand the derivation part. And before that, let me give the final equation. FH is now here given by, rather than 1 by 2 pi root of R and C, which was your first order low pass filter. Here, since there are 2R and 2C, I'm going to mention R2, R3, C2, C3. You can remember it very easily. So this will be my cutoff frequency for my second order low pass Butterworth filter. Fine. Now coming to the derivation part. Now, as per your textbook, what he has given, he has not mentioned any derivation, but what he has done is he has given a derivation or the concept of derivation in the appendix section of your textbook, the last stage. And I have taken a small gist of that derivation and try to give you a brief about how the derivation goes. Derivation is simple, but it involves a lot of donkey work in between the derivation. In the sense, you need to arrange a lot of terms, you need to modify some terms by pushing it to left side or RHS to LHS. So a lot of modifications are present in this particular derivation. Along with that, there is no complexity involved in the derivation. Okay, let me just try to give you a glimpse of how the derivation begins. So now I am giving you a simple circuit of this network. What you can see over here, R2, R3, C2, C3 and another. So that circuit, only that I am going to consider. So R2, R3, here will be V in, C2, C3. And since this portion is going to V0, so I'm mentioning here as V0. And let me call this as this node as VA. So this is my VA and this is my V1. Remember, if you can remember the equation or the derivation how we started. Nanage derivation nanage output ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು, V0 should be equal to AF times Vin. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಥವಾ gain times input. ನನಗೆ ಈ particular circuit ನನಗೆ output ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ gain multiplied by input voltage. Now again question arises, where is my input voltage? Input voltage is here. Now what should be your question? Whether you are asking the input voltage for the circuit or input voltage for the op amp. So if I say input voltage for the circuit, which is Vin, but I don't want this Vin, I want what input voltage? That input voltage which is entering the op amp, which is my V1. So in order to calculate V1, you should be able to understand what is the voltage division that happens across all these components, and finally what is that voltage that gets dropped across the C3. That voltage will be my V1. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ voltage C3 across drop ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that is the input voltage for my op amp. So this equation will get modified to this. So ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ಏನು ಬೇಕು, V1 ಬೇಕು. AF anyhow I know it remains same, 1 plus RF by RI. Since it is a non-inverting inverter, non-inverting configuration, this AF is going to remain as 1 plus RF by RI. But what is V1? In previous case, here it was resistance, and you easily calculated the voltage division across this resistance and you obtained V1. Now also you're going to apply the voltage division, but in the place of resistance, you can have you are having the capacitor. And one more thing, if you can notice over here, there are multiple resistances and 2 capacitors. So if that is the scenario, I should be able to particularly apply the voltage division formula by considering the impact of the capacitor. So using the Laplace domain, I can write here the voltage drop across this capacitor is 1 by S2, and the current, let's say the current flowing over here is I2, and let the current flowing here is I3, and the voltage across this is 1 by SC3, and this is nothing but the extraction of this particular point. See the dotted one which I have marked over here, and here whatever is the voltage that will be entering in the op amp. And because the input resistance is almost large, that is infinite, and base bias current is almost equal to 0, so no current is going to enter the, there will be no impact of this input bias currents and input offset voltages, so I'm straight away ignoring them. So let's try to calculate the voltage across this capacitor C3. Now before that, let's try to apply the Kirchhoff's current law. So let me call this as current I1, which is entering the node VA, and let's not call this as I3. So let me call this as current I3, and this is my current I2, right? So current I1 is coming over here, and one portion of the current, input current, will be entering the capacitor C2, and the other portion will be entering the resistance R3. So there will be division of the current. So I1 is entering VA, and it will be divided as I2 and I3. So let's try to, and obviously this isn't I3 ne ulitide, yakandre ide current ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ this entire capacitor will have the same current as I3. But anyhow, I'm not bothered about this particular current right now. Yakandre nanadu current division happens at VA, so I'm considering I1 is entering VA, it is getting divided as I2 and I3 at VA. So fine. So according to Kirchhoff's current law, I1 can be written as current entering the node equal to current leaving the node, I1 equal to I2 plus I3. So let's try to express I1 in terms of voltages. I1 is here. So how do I express the current? I am going to apply the Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? It states in the current start aglikatati, in the end aglikatati, and in between that, what is that component through which the current is flowing. So that's my Ohm's law. So from where this current I1 is generating, it is generating from V in. So V in, and where it is ending up, it is ending up at VA, V in minus VA, and through which component it is passing through? It is passing through resistance R2 divided by R2 is equal to, and what about I2? I2 can be given as, it is starting at VA and it is ending at V0, because this is connected at V0, right? So here if it is VA, it is connected to V0 next. So VA minus V0 divided by 1 by SC2 plus, similarly with respect to I3, it is starting at VA, ending at V1. So VA minus V1 divided by divided by R3. So this is my equation number 1. So once I know this equation, then I need to be understanding what will be the final equation with respect to V1. So ultimately I require what is V1. So from this equation I need to be extracting V1. So V1 extract agbeku antandre, or if I want to understand what will be the total voltage drop across this capacitor, I should know all the parameters that are mentioned over here. So V in is in my hand, whatever the input voltage I am giving, that I know. VA is the voltage that is getting dropped over here. V1 is the voltage which is getting dropped across C3. Now let's try to apply voltage division rule at this V1 or across this capacitor C3. So if I apply the voltage division rule across C3 or V1, so what will be my V1? So hang calculate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು, voltage across this component is nothing but this component multiplied by the voltage that is getting coming to this particular component, which is nothing but by VA. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ R1 R2 ಮತ್ತೆ V in ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ R2 ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, R2 ಯಾವ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ನನಗೆ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದು ನಾನು ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ನಾಗ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. So R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by which is my major voltage source to this both components, this is my V in. So I'm going to multiply it by V in. The same concept I'm going to apply over here. So for me, the component here is capacitor, represented in terms of its Laplace term. So 1 by SC3 divided by R3 plus 1 by SC3 multiplied by, which is the voltage component directly coming into picture for these two R3 and C3, it is VA. So VA. So this is my equation number 2. So once I know the major equation, that is the Kirchhoff's current law equation and the V1 equation. So what I am supposed to do is I am going to substitute this particular from this equation. So can I extract VA from equation number 2? Can I get VA? Let's try to extract VA. So VA will be equal to what? V1 multiplied by R3. So I'm just going to do the simplification. If I take the if I do the simplification, SC3 cancels out. R3 C3 SC3 R3 C3 R3 C3 S plus 1 will be in the denominator, and in the numerator it will be only 1. So ನಾನು VA ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So that will be R3 C3 S plus 1. So as you can see, I obtained VA. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ 1 ದಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, V1 ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ V1 ನಾನು LHS ಕಡೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, RHS ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದರ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ RHS ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್? ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ VA ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ VA ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ 3 in 1 and do the simplification, and that simplification itself is a I can't say it is a complex one, it is a lengthy simplification. So what I can do is substitute 3 in 1 to obtain V1. So once you obtain V1, so that equation of V1, I'm going to straight away write that equation because I don't want to waste my time in writing down in solving the terms over here. The simple thing is what, ನನಗೆ equation 2 ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತು, ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ C3 ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ, and you may ask, you have already obtained V1, then what is the necessary of going for further obtaining of V1? ನಾ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ V1 ನಾನು ಇದಷ್ಟೇ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, this V1 whatever I have obtained is purely the voltage across this capacitor, and this is dependent on this VA. But what about this VA? This VA is dependent on Vin. So hangidaga I need to be considering the impact of all the previous things. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾನು V1 ನಿಂದ್ರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ V1 ದಿಂದ ನಾನು VA ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ VA equation 1 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, from this entire stuff I am going to extract out the finally the full-fledged equation of my V1. So V1 will be something like this: R3 V in plus R3 R2 C2 S multiplied by V0 divided by R3 C3 S plus 1 whole multiplied by R2 plus R3 plus R2 R3 C2 S minus R2. So this will be my final equation of V1. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು simplify ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ. So this will fetch me this V1 equation. So now that you know V1, and as per my equation, what should be the V0? V0 is given by 1 plus RF by RI multiplied by V1. So ಈ V1 ಒಳಗಡೆ you substitute this equation, and again if you do the simplification, you are going to get V0 by V in. Let me just write it over here as this big term AF whole divided by S square plus R3 C3 plus R2 C3 plus R2 C2 minus AF R2 C2 multiplied by S plus 1 by R2 C2 R3 C3. This entire term is divided by R2 C2 R3 C3. So this is what will be my final equation if I do all the calculation. Calculation part is lengthy. but understanding how do I arrive at this calculation is very easy. You need to first calculate the voltage across V1. ಆ voltage across V1 calculate ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ VA extract ಮಾಡಿ ಆ VA value ನಾನೇನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಕಿರ್ಚಾಫ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೇನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ V1 ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫೈನಲ್ V1. This final V1 you are going to substitute in your main equation, and if I do the substitution, this is what you are going to get. So illiginda from here I need to be extracting what will be my cutoff frequency, which is nothing but my omega h. As you can see, this is a second order quadratic equation. Since it has got a square term involved over here, it is in the form of I think the second order quadratic equation in the form of a form nagada idu. And if you try and solve for the roots, you are going to get the roots of this as omega h equal to 1 divided by under root of R2 R3 C2 C3. So this is what you are going to obtain. Or in terms of fh modadadre, so omega h is given by 2 pi fh is equal to 1 divided by under root of R2 R3 C2 C3. Or fh is nothing but 2 pi fh is given by 1 divided by 2 pi under root of R2 R3 C2 C3. And as you can remember in the beginning, I just showed you this equation only. So this is how the entire derivation for the second order low pass Butterworth filter goes. Now I cannot claim that this won't be asked in the examination from external examination point of view, but if at all they ask, you should be ready with this derivation. Even when I give any notes also, I'm going to give the final equations only. The remaining mid equation, it is better you solve it or you know how to solve it. So finally, if you can just keep the equation this, that would be more than sufficient, because the main simplification that will be a very lengthy process. So I don't want it to waste the time in that. So finally, my upper cutoff frequency for my second order low pass Butterworth filter was is 1 divided by 2 pi under root of R2 R3 C2 C3. So this is what is my equation. Now now that once we are done with this derivation, let's try to calculate one particular using one numerical. Let's try to understand the things in an even better manner. So I'm going to keep this equation fh equal to, so this is example number 7.4, page number 260. Now henceforth I won't be giving you the notes with respect to the numericals. You are better supposed to watch the videos and find out the numerical solutions, whatever I'm going to solve it over here. Fine. The question goes like this: design a second order low pass filter at a higher cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz. Very simple thing. What he has given, he has mentioned you are supposed to calculate or design the second order low pass filter with a higher cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz. So this is what he has given. Now he has not given most of the data. Now let's try to understand and calculate the data over here. So the given term over is 1 kilohertz. Now here, since most of the terms are not given, so ultimately what is the things I require? I require R2 R3 are unknown, C2 C3 are unknown, and for that matter Ri is unknown, Rf is unknown. So a lot of things are unknown over here. So I'm going to give you some trick over here. So one thing he says over here, the thing is, whenever you try to calculate or whenever you try to obtain the value for Rf, so Rf for your second order low pass Butterworth filter is always given by 0.586 times of Ri. You just remember this, right? Now you may ask, what is Ri I should consider? I'll just draw the circuit once again here for your understanding purpose. So my Ri is here. This is R2, R3, C2, C3. So RF you should consider as 0.586 into Ri, and in this problem he has considered let Ri is equal to 27 kilo ohms. Now in the textbook he mentions the Ri as R1. Nanu Ri anta tondini. In the textbook he is mentioning it as R1. Adike R2 R3 tondanu. So you can change it accordingly. So R1 Ri. So no issues. As per the textbook only if I take, this is R1. So R1 here he has taken as 27k. Now again you may ask the question, why such odd value? Why not 30k? Now this is a proven problem, or this is a proven numerical. This is experimented numerical what he has considered, and whenever he tried to experiment with all these things, what he has obtained here, the better value in the design of this low pass Butterworth filter, second order filter, was to ensure the R1 value to be at 27 kilohertz and RF value will be 0.586 times of R1. Now, if I do this multiplication, I am going to get the RF value as 15.82 kilo, not hertz, kilo ohm. Because it's a very odd value, so I need to be using a pot over here, and the pot will be a 20k pot, and accordingly I can adjust my RF value to 15.82 kilo ohms. So now what about R2 and R3? Now, like I was always telling, if both the terms are unknown, you go with assuming C value. So C value should be always less than 0.01 microfarad. So here he has taken let C is equal to 0.0047 microfarad. And because he is considering both the values of C2 and C3 as same, so he is considering C2 and C3 value equal to 0.0047 microfarad. And once he is considering assuming C2 and C3 value, he is also assuming R2 and R3 value as 33 kilo ohm. Now don't worry about this assumption. In the examination, you will not be giving a vague problem like this where you are going to assume a lot of things. Now what I am doing here is whatever the thing he has given, I am just going to replicate the same thing. But in your examination, a lot of things will be given to you wherein the values will be specifically mentioned. C2, C3, R2, R3, all values mentioned. Right now, I am just showing you the way how we have solved. So RF value bantu, and then I obtained, he has given or assumed the value of C2 and C3, and he has assumed the value of R2 and R3. So now you know everything. You just substitute the values here, and finally you are going to get the FH. And FH, anyhow, he has given the, has he given the FH value? Yes, he has given the FH value. FH value has given as 1 kilohertz. C2 C3 value ಕೊಟ್ಟಾನವ. So R2 value 33 assume ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ R3 value ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ R3 value 33 kilo ohm assume ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ R2 value ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಡಪ್ಪ ನನಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ value assumption ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು then I'll conclude with this calculation of FH ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that is also fine. So because ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 unknown ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, so what he has done here is he has tried to reduce the number of unknown to 2 by doing what? By assuming R2 equal to R3, C2 equal to C3. So if I do that calculation, I am going to get the final equation. So ultimately, this is not the end. My end equation is what? What is that I'm going to calculate over here? I am supposed to calculate the V0 by Vin, the gain equation. Now, V0 by Vin equation here is AF divided by 1 plus F by FH fourth square. Because it is second order equation, square of square will come into picture. So remember, this will come into thing. So this here, AF value, you just calculate what is AF. AF is given by 1 plus RF by R1. You calculate that. So that will be your AF. F value, you keep on plotting the values, or whatever the one frequency you want to apply, you can apply. And FH value he has given. So for different values of F and all these values, we are going to get the result of V0 by V. So this is how I can calculate the, or I can draw the response of my second order low pass Butterworth filter. So that's about your second order Butterworth low pass filter. So with this, we try to conclude the first order and second order low pass Butterworth filter. So few more problems I'll try to take out time and try to solve in the next class. But right now, let's try to move ahead with one more last concept wherein I'm going to give a small gist of it. So that is your first order high pass filter. So first order high pass filter, the concept and the derivation is again this first order high pass Butterworth filter. So all are Butterworth only. The concept and the analysis part is going to remain same. The difference lies in the circuit. So let's try to draw the circuit quickly and come to an conclusion of how exactly I am going to obtain the gain equation. A very small modification, high pass and low pass, like a very small modification. It is just merely replacement of your capacitor and the resistance. In capacitor jagadaga resistance bರ್ತತಿ, resistance jagadaga capacitance bರ್ತತಿ. That is the only difference that you find in terms of high pass and low pass. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು difference ಇಲ್ಲ. And accordingly your derivation will change. So ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ C ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ R ಬರ್ತದೆ, R ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ C ಬರ್ತದೆ, and as accordingly you are going to have the variation in the derivation. So now again let's calculate the V0. V0 is given by 1 plus RF by R1 multiplied by V1, because V1 is the voltage that is entering my op amp. So that is the scenario. Let's try to calculate V1. V1 is the voltage drop that occurs across R. So let's try to apply the voltage division rule across R. So that will be R divided by R plus 1 by SC multiplied by the one major voltage V in, that you can see over here. So if I solve this, what is that I'm going to get? R divided by LCM of this will be SCR plus 1. SC will go up. So this will be my V1. So ನನಗೆ V1 ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ತಿಗ. So ಈ V1 I'm going to use it over here. So ultimately my V0 equation now will be rather than 1 plus RF by R1, I'm going to keep it as AF only. V1 is given here. I obtained over here. So let's try to plug the things. SCR divided by 1 plus SCR multiplied by V in of S, and this is V of S. I obtained my output equation. So the same derivation we did for first order low pass filter. Difference ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ capacitor ಇತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದರ ಜಾಗದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ resistance ಅದ. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು difference ಇಲ್ಲ. So let's try to quickly understand the further derivation. So let's try to bring this V0 of I here to the LHS. So V0 of S by V of S is equal to AF multiplied by SCR. In the place of S, let's try to represent that in terms of omega domain. J omega RC divided by 1 plus J omega RC, where S equal to J omega. Right. So this is what is the thing I obtained. So again, let's try to further simplify this. In fact, no need for further simplification. I obtained the gain, the magnitude equation. Now the same thing what you obtained here was V0 by Vi for your low pass filter was AF divided by 1 plus J omega RC. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗೈತಿ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ನಾವು J omega RC ಬಂದೈತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That is the only difference. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಗ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ your this voltage division rule got slightly changed, and accordingly you obtained this magnitude equation. So if I just want to simplify and try to keep it in this manner, so let's try to represent it in terms of FL by F by FL. So I think I did something like this. So let's try to look at what I've done here. I try to sort of express J omega in terms of F. So 2 pi RC 1 plus J 2 pi RC. Alright. So again, what I told in the low pass, what I told, I assume 2 pi RC is equal to 1 by FH. FH is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. Alright. So this is what I assumed in my low pass. The same thing I'm going to assume over here. Rather than FH, which was my higher cutoff in my low pass, now in my high pass, I'm going to consider FL, which is my lower cutoff frequency. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಗಂತೇನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಣಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ it is going to, my graph will look something like this. It is going to cut all the frequencies which are less than this FL. So that's why I'm going to represent this cutoff frequency as FL, not FH. So entire thing is going to remain same. Rather than FH, it will be FL. So FL will be 1 by 2 pi RC. And if I try to sort and try to simplify it over here, if I do this, what is the final equation I'm going to get is something like this. E naught by Vn is equal to Kf multiplied by F by FL 1 under root of 1 plus F by FL whole square. If you remember properly, for your low pass filter, the entire equation was same, but this numerator term was not present. Okay? But now the numerator term F by FL bantu. Alli nan denominator F by FL hang bantu, I have already explained over there. I just try to replace J omega J 2 pi in terms of F and FL. The same thing F and FH over there. The same thing I am doing over here. Rather than replacing it with FH, I am replacing it with FL. And in the numerator, one more term is coming to picture. So this will be my final gain equation for my first order high pass filter. So this is my high pass filter, HPF. So with this, we'll conclude today's class, and we'll try to continue in the subsequent next class. So let's try to wind up the today's session, and we have understood the concept of second order low pass filter and the first order high pass filter, and accordingly we try to derive the equations, and maybe the remaining concepts we can continue in the next class. So we'll wind up the things. I have enabled the attendance, and we can give the attendance. The code is, you can see from the screen. So just look on the screen, and you can use that code for your attendance. So I have enabled the attendance. So if you are done with the attendance, maybe you can exit from the class. So that's all from today's class. So we shall meet again in the next class with a few more filter derivations. So thank you for your patience listening. And if you have any further doubts, if you need further few more understanding purpose all these things, you can contact me, or you can refer the textbook which I have already floated. So maybe we can wind up the session. So we'll meet again in the next class. So thank you for patience listening.